From November 14th to 21st, we're inviting you to join us for a powerful trip to Ghana. This isn't just a vacation. This is a chance to walk through the same places where many of our people were captured, held, and shipped off into slavery. So don't wait. Secure your spot today. We're making history by walking through it. Will you be with us?
You know, these Congressional Black Caucus members, they do for everybody else except for FBAs. And we know they are on this illegal immigration kick. And I don't know, and maybe some of you have seen this already, but about a week or so ago, there's a representative by the name of LaMonica McIver. She's a new Congresswoman, actually. And she got into a scuffle with ICE at a facility. Why did she get into a scuffle with ICE? Because she and her other fellow Democrats wanted to go tour and see how the illegal immigrants are being treated in the ICE facility. Well, that's okay. That's what they do. But the issue was the mayor of Newark, New Jersey was with them. And they were basically saying, hey, okay, y'all could come in, but he can't. He's not a member of Congress. So that really what it was. That's been the rule, whatever. And the Democrats felt, well, we're not going to listen to the rules. So I want you to see the chaos that happened. And then let's get into why this woman got charged with assault on the ICE agent.
Because he was on this side, that you tried. Circle the mayor! Watch out! Watch out! Circle the mayor! Where's my congresswoman? Where's my congresswoman? Don't touch us! Don't touch us! Don't touch us! All right. Don't touch us! This is not right! This is not right!
We showed up there to do a job case. We were there for an oversight visit. We have done this before. You know, me, Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman, and Congressman Bob Menendez was just at a facility just a couple of weeks ago, not too far from this location, where we had an oversight visit, and we were a little bit delayed, but not, confronted or was in the middle of a chaos to do so. I think, number one, we have an obligation to do so. We have to show up and do our jobs. And at the end of the day, the reason why we were there is because we wanted to make sure this facility was up to par, that it was clean, that it was safe, and that the detainees there were, given due process, that they were able to use the phone, that they were able to speak to their legal representation, which we found out was not happening.
All right. So let's go ahead on and look at this, ladies and gentlemen. So Democrat Representative McIver charged, with assault after skirmish at the ICE center that you saw. Okay. So she's being charged with assault after skirmish with federal officers outside of Immigration Detention Center, said New Jersey's top federal prosecutor, who announced Monday that she was dropping a trespassing case against a Newark mayor whose arrest led to the disturbance. Interim is a U.S. attorney, Alina Habba, that's Trump's attorney, wrote on social media that McIver is facing a charge of assaulting, impeding, or interfering with law enforcement, but court papers providing details were not immediately released or publicly available online. Now, the prosecution of McIver is a rare federal criminal case against a sitting member of Congress for allegations other than fraud or corruption. So the case instantly taps into a much broader and more consequential power struggle between the Trump administration engaged in a sweeping overhaul of immigration policy and the Democratic Party scrambling to find ways to respond. And so within minutes of Habba's announcement, McIver's Democratic colleagues cast the prosecution as infringement on lawmakers' official duties to serve the constituents But see, their constituents is the American people, not illegal immigrants. Okay, so that you can't even go there. Now, say in an effort to silence their opposition to an immigration policy that helped propel the president back into power, but now has emerged as a divisive fault line in American political discourse. There's nothing divisive about Trump getting them out of here. The only time it's been a divisive issue is he brought in those Afrikaners. That became divisive. It's at the same time, Haba announced that her office agreed to dismiss a misdemeanor charge against the mayor of Newark, who was arrested after an attempt to join McIver and two other members of New Jersey's congressional delegation inspecting the facility in their oversight capacity. Haba said the decision was reached for the sake of moving forward and says she has invited the mayor to tour the Delaney Hall Detention Center and will join him herself. They said the citizens of New Jersey deserve unified leadership so we can get to work to keep our state safe. McIver has denied any wrongdoing, and we saw the tape, and has accused federal agents of escalating the situation by arresting the mayor. She denounced the charge as purely political and said prosecutors are distorting her actions in an effort to deter legislative oversight. She said this administration will never stop me from working for the people in our district. The people in your district are American citizens, ma'am, not illegal immigrants, and stand up for what is right. She said in the statement, I'm thankful for the outpouring of support I received, and I look forward to the truth being laid out clearly in court. Now, let me get on this. You see, so this new Democrat woman, because she's new, she was just elected not too long ago. She's crashing out for illegal immigrants. See, I could support her if she was crashing out and got charges for fighting for FBAs. She's more worried about touring immigration facilities than touring federal prisons and making sure those prisons are up to par. There's a lot of FBAs in federal prison. There's a lot of FBAs in state prison. Why aren't you touring those facilities, ma'am? Why don't the CBC go and check those out? Because a lot of those conditions in those prisons here in America are horrible. So you want the illegal immigrants to have what, 5-star menus and 1,000 thread count sheets and Egyptian cotton and everything else in the ICE facility? Is that what you want, ma'am? Because you're surely not going over there to the prison and checking out those gentlemen and what they're going through, the violence that go on, the SA that's go on in there, right? You're not even addressing that. You're not inspecting that. Well, you know, if federal prisons knew that y'all was gonna start showing up and inspecting it, they would clean their act up in there. The state prisons would clean their act up. But you're more worried about illegal immigrants because they came into this country illegally. They chose to come here. They chose that. And if you caught, you caught. That's any country in the world. If you violate the immigration law and they catch you, they're going to put you in jail and they may deport you. You may be in prison for a while. We don't know what they're going to do with you. But you can't just go into people's country and then got an issue that they got at you about it when you came in there illegally. There's a legal way to come in every country throughout the world. Some countries you can't go into, and that's fine too. But you got to come in the right way. I will not go to nobody's country unless I have the proper documentation to be there. And if they say, nah, Phillip, you can't come here, no problem, because I ain't lost nothing in your country. I ain't lost a thing. Because I got my country I could be in. You understand? The CBC is horrible. And when we see things like this, brothers and sisters, we need to primary people like this. LaMonica McIver, you need to be primaried. Because if you're not fighting for FBAs like this, then what are you doing? What are you doing? Illegal immigrants is not your constituents because they can't even vote for you legally. And I hope they clamp down on all that at the federal level. Them trying to vote, them trying to get driver's license, clamp down on all of it. Because they don't need to be driving on no highway at all. You understand? This is what black representation is doing. Not fighting for FBAs, but fighting for everybody else but FBA. And the only reason she fought for that mayor, because that's their little clan, that's their little clique. That mayor not doing nothing for black folk because they follow the rules. Don't do nothing for black folk. Don't punish white people. As long as you follow those two rules as a black politician, then you have nothing to worry about. So I don't take issue with her getting charged. She should be charged. Maybe you fight for FBAs, I would have a different attitude toward it. But you fighting for all these other groups? Yeah, go ahead, take your charge, LaMonica. And I hope they give you a substantial fine. I don't care if they put you in jail for 90 days for it. I wouldn't even care. A year, wouldn't even care at this point. Because you black Democrats crashing out for these other groups, no other group will be getting arrested and getting charges for us. None of them will. Y'all still on that crap. And that's why people sit it out. That's why. Because if you're not going to do nothing for black folks,